What's going on, gamblers? I'm back again with another video, and I just want to quickly talk crap about a specific table that squared me off earlier while I was playing, and it is this one right here on the left, immersive roulette deluxe. This is arguably the worst roulette table I have ever gambled on in my life. First time gambling on it like an hour or so ago, and they just ate up 200 and change like it's nothing. You know what I mean? I mean that's not a whole lot of money, but still, you know, they didn't let me win that not one freaking round, not one round that I ever see profit on, not one. Avoiding my numbers left and right, not trying to have me win. You know what I mean? And I know they're avoiding my. I can tell when a roulette table is countering you and avoiding your numbers because every single bet that I place, every one of them, they are hitting the number that's right next to a number that I had covered, but I didn't cover the neighbor or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Like the ball is always landing on a number that is next to a number that I have covered. You know what I'm saying? Especially if I put relatively big amount of money on that number. They always they always make that ball land on a number next to that number just to tease me. Just to you know, basically make fun of me. Just slap me in my face, basically. That's what they do. They play little mind games like that. Like, oh, you almost had the number. You was almost there. Just to play in your head. That's what they do. Scammers. I'm gonna click on the game right now, as a matter of fact. Click on it right now. You know, I don't recommend anyone gambling.
Column company solo winners better open.
Someone's talking.
Yes.
Take this
I
volume off.
thank you. It looks good on me. The 10, I mean. Meeting time is over. Good luck.
Okay, the volume's off now. Yeah, I really don't recommend anyone gambling on this table. Pragmatic play is okay as far as their provider is concerned, but this specific game, for some reason, at least for me, maybe I gotta give it another shot, but I don't want to give it another shot because I've seen enough, you know. But yeah, maybe it's just this specific game on pragmatic play that is just a complete scam. They just completely avoided everything I did. Let me go click on my history real quick. Look at the Litecoin that I lost. I lost, 3,088 milli Litecoins. I think that's close to like a little over $200 or so. You know what I mean? Avoiding every single bet, almost every bet. I've only seen profit like one, two times, two times. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Twice, I've only seen profit. Well, then again, That's not the only bets I did. I gotta just load them up some more. So, three times four. Every time you see green, that's a profitable round. So far, we counted four profitable rounds on this table. Look at that. Overall, I've only had four profitable rounds. And you guys, if you've seen my videos in the past, right? You know how I play roulette. I make sure more times than not I am covering at least like 70% or more of that table. So someone who gambles like I do on roulette tables should not only have four profitable rounds. You know what I'm saying? So that clearly means that the table is countering my bets and they do not want me to win. It is an out and out disgrace. The way these fucking scammers operate, man. 4 profitable rounds. Let me count that. Count it again. See if it's exactly 4. If I'm missing a round. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's 4 overall. Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Terrible. Ladies and gentlemen, avoid this table. It's called Immersive Roulette Deluxe, and the provider is Pragmatic Play. The other Pragmatic games are okay. You know, it's not really my favorite company. Actually, none of these guys are my favorite company because they all scammers. You know, it's just that some companies at least are a little bit generous at times when you play on their tables compared to others. But at the end of the day, these casinos have systems in place to make you lose in the end, so you have to be careful. You know what I'm saying? But the difference is at least other tables or providers or whatever, they they don't always keep the tables tight and they don't always counter your bets. This table right here, at least today when I first gambled on it, they just did not want to make me fucking win no matter what I did. No matter what I did, they just did not like my action. It's ridiculous. It's a joke. It's terrible. So I'm exposing them because I don't want no one to lose their money. I don't want no one to go through what I did. And just imagine if I would have risked more money on this crap. Just imagine. Just imagine. You know what I mean? And I probably would have, because even to this day, I have this thing that gets triggered inside of me that when I lose, I just black out and I just start wilding out type shit, which is why I don't keep basically any money in my bank accounts anymore. I cash out virtually all of my money and I leave it in cash so that I can stop myself from making more deposits because I know how competitive I can get. I know how intense and angry I get when I have a losing session. I'd be like, nah, forget that. I'm gonna go fucking make my money back type shit. And sometimes I actually do make my money back. But in other times, I dig myself a big ass hole. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to save yourself from being a degenerate. But yeah, I don't want to make this video any longer than it needs to be, man. This table right here just needs to be avoided because they're just a complete scam. You see my player history, first time gambling on this table ever, and I only had 4 profitable rounds out of all the times I bet it. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous, man. Just eating up my money like it's candy. So yeah, once again, I'm gonna back out of this stupid table because I don't want to see it again. I don't ever want to see it again. But back out. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna go back so you can see the name of the table. And by the way, I'm on CoinPlay. This is the website that I'm on. Scroll down and find the, yeah, there we go. Immersive Roulette Deluxe by Pragmatic Play. That's the provider. The provider is Pragmatic Play. The name of the game is Immersive Roulette Deluxe. Do not ever play on this bitch ass table. It is one of the worst tables there is to play on. Have a good night. That's all I have to say about that.